Welcome to AltJake Takes On. Hello again, everybody. We are back. It's AltJake Takes On, episode number 20. AltJake here with my buddy George, ready to talk about a big weekend in wrestling that we just had. How are you today, my friend?
Ready,
Right?
willing, and able.
I was gonna say, I'm like, we'll get into we'll do a little bit of the housekeeping of, thanks everybody for who subscribed. We are like knocking on the door of 250 subscribers. More videos, keep getting more views every time we seem to post them. Thank you for that. Shout out to everybody who's come into our more recent open mic spaces. They've been a lot of fun. Their topics can be anywhere and everything that we've been able to cover, and it's been a lot of fun. Stay tuned for what we're gonna do for this Sunday with TNA Slammiversary. We're not quite sure exactly our plan yet, but it's early in the week. We'll figure it out and we'll keep everybody posted with it. But excited and looking forward to that weekend for sure. But we got to cover the shows that we've had coming up here. So everybody just like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below. We got some great comments recently.
Yeah.
We recently just had someone else do a suggestion for another match between Steamboat and Honky Tonk Man. So we'll add that to the list. And
we did that.
Right now, somebody put a different one between them that they like.
That's
so yeah, we'll add it to our list for later. That'll be fun because we're gonna need. I mean, we only have so many that we've got, so we'll have plenty more to cover on them. But is there anything you wanted to get into before we just jump right into this crazy ass weekend we just had?
No, I was happy with the comments though. Comments have been at least
they've been fun. No, they're a lot.
I've been harping on that. So
yeah, no, it's great because people are giving opinions. Oh, shout out to Anthony True, who in our preview video, the day it posted, it said Evolution was going to steal the weekend. And as we'll get into it, he was absolutely correct. That was a home run, my friend. I like to shout out people for their when they get the predictions right. People get them wrong. We'll just keep those over there. But
do you think Evolution would have stole the weekend if it would have been on Saturday instead of Sunday?
I mean, honestly, with how good of a show it was, I think so. But that's a good question. Yeah. I also, because it didn't have any competition. We also did have we'll talk about it. We've talked about it a bit before on Spaces too, for how the Goldberg match left a bad taste in mouth at the end. So it was a palate cleanser. But I just think that show overall was great. So
I just wonder if it would have been I think it might have been too, but
because I also think it was one of those things where the ladies were like, hey, I don't know if they had a moment together or whatever. Like, we're gonna steal this weekend, damn it! And
we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, we'll get there. That'll be the last one we cover. But we're gonna start, and we'll just put the big poster up here with All-In Texas, just like we did with the preview show. We're gonna start with the big one and get it out the way because it is a mammoth show as we expected it would be. I did watch most of the entire. I didn't watch all of the pre-show closely, but I did have it on. I pretty much woke up and turned my TV on because this started at 11 a.m. my time. And it was early. But the pre-show started with and I came in like at the end of this match where it was the 8-man tag with the Sons of Texas, which is Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara with Ross and Marshall Von Erich, which was good. I mean, you've got to get the Von Erichs on a card in Texas. That makes sense. And Dustin's from Texas, Sammy's from Texas. It makes sense. And they defeated Shane Taylor Promotions of Shane Taylor, Lee Moriarty, Carly Bravo, and Captain Sean Dean. I didn't realize that was him. I hadn't seen him in a long time.
Just for the record, we're at Globe Life Field here for this event. And looks like I would buy the fact they had 25,000 people there.
Yeah, no, for sure. The crowd looked good. I pulled up a crowd shot, but I didn't save it in the pictures that we had because the one I had was a fan shot that showed the hard cam side, and they weren't really going to have people there anyway. Then that's not a knock on AEW at all. WWE will do that too for stadium shows. Yeah, and a lot of times it's the angles too. Like those seats aren't the best spots to get a good view anyway, and they're going to put people in where they're going to be seen. And I thought every time they showed the crowd, they looked good. It looked like there was a lot of people there. It looked like they stayed. It did look like they got a little tired, but I mean, after a 6-hour show, that's kind of to be expected. Tired. I was just going to say, I was at home and either on my couch or in my computer chair, and I was pretty tired by the end of that. And then we still had more show. We had to hit stuff after that. But
people of Arlington, Texas showed up. I'll give them credit.
Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely. And I feel like there was a lot of people who traveled in for it and made it a day, whether it was from out of state or I know personally some friends that live in Austin that went up there. I think it's up to Dallas for that, the Arlington area for it. So And I mean, people made it an event. They went to it, and I'm sure StarCast was a lot of fun. Those events always seem great, and they're fan service. So, but we're not going to rate the pre-show matches as well. We'll rate. We've got ratings for all of the main card matches, but the pre-show matches, because the other one was the second one was Big Boom AJ and the conglomeration of Hologram, Kyle O'Reilly, and Ishii versus the Don Callis family, who is, I always forget who's in that family anymore, and it's Hechishero, Lance Archer, Rocky Romero, and Trent. So
it grows and changes weekly.
Guys, remember, was it the last time we saw Jake the Snake when he came in and did that weird trade where he traded for some?
Yeah.
And what the hell was that?
Never understood it. Never got explained. Never referred to again. So,
and I'm glad that Jake's getting a paycheck. That's great, because obviously with his health issues and other issues, he's neat. It's great that he can be healthy and taken care of. He seems like he's living literally the best life he's probably ever lived, because he's healthy and sober. But it's like, what? I feel like he should be utilized more, whether it's in a promo type class or somewhere on the creative structure somewhere. I don't know. I just
I'm not
feel
sure
like
how much he can actually do. That's
thing.
True.
I
don't know
how much he can travel.
I feel the same way, and I'm thinking to myself, going, I don't know if he could do it.
Yeah, because every time you do see him, he's on the oxygen and stuff. And yeah, you're right. You're probably it's probably for the best. I've always had a soft spot for that guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially he's one of those guys that we pretty much counted out as lost, and then we got him back, and he's still around. So, but that's there's not much you can do. And the Don Callis family, they're there. That's pretty much all
what was really noticeable in this match. AJ is really good.
He's
Big Boom Justice or Big Justice. Yeah, Big Justice.
He's Big Justice. Yeah,
he's bigger. He was bigger than
that kid hit a growth spurt.
3 or 4 of the other guys.
Yeah, because it wasn't. When was the show? The show where it was it wasn't World's End, but it was
the one we watched.
Yeah, it was Revolut. You're right. It was the one. Yeah. And that was 6 months ago, maybe less. And that kid, all I know, somewhere in the line, that kid hit one of those crazy ass growth spurts where, your friend that you went away for summer break and they came back and you were 2 inches taller than them, and now they're 3 inches taller than you. Yeah,
the cuteness is gonna wear off once his voice changes, though.
Oh yeah, which is why I saw they had a commercial and a partnership with the Great Clips or Supercuts, one of those haircut places, and get as much of that in as you can, because once he hits, once he 14, 15, once he hits 16, 17, and he probably won't want to do it at that point. It'll stop being cool to him. Well, maybe not though, because those paychecks are probably pretty damn nice. But yeah, no, but again, I'm not exactly sure why this match wouldn't lead off the show, in the sense of making, if there's an audience for the Costco guys, the Big Boom guys, whatever you want to call them, shouldn't you make people pay for it at least the second time? I don't know. We've talked about that
same
before.
Thing, different. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah,
different.
exactly. It's still it's odd. But that was the first match I watched in full of this massive card. And then the last match on the 0 hour, which was the continued downfall, FTR versus the Outrunners. And honestly, you could say there's been a downfall for the Outrunners too, because they got hot at one point and their shirts were selling and they were doing, and then just nothing ever happened. They didn't capitalize on that, and they just kind of popcorn farted out to the. It's not their fault at all. Oh no, it's rarely, if ever, the talent's fault in AEW. Even the talent that suck up to Tony and do whatever he says, whether you fight him on it or not, the booking's going to be the same, and the booking for both teams has been pretty terrible for quite a while. I think FTR won. Yeah, FTR won. They come to their big moments later in the show anyway, but yeah, that was the pre-show.
Awesome.
Yay, right? Yeah. And then the first match on the card, the Ops, for the AEW World Trios title match. You forget that those belts even exist. And honestly, if I hadn't seen the card and done a preview show for this, I'm not sure if I could have told you who had the belts. I actually probably would have thought it would have been the Death Riders, Claudio and Yuta, and Gabe Kidd. Probably would have been my guess on that. But I mean, I love Samoa Joe. I just hate, and I love Powerhouse Hobbs. Honestly, it's just, you hate watching them be parts of nothing storylines that aren't really going to go anywhere.
It's just odd that these two guys are here.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's just, especially Joe. Like Joe, when Joe was gone, I felt like that you could at least excuse the Death Rider stuff and why that was done. But the moment he came back, if he wasn't just like, no, this is not the company I'm working for, I'll go be the champion. It just, the storylines just are bullshit. You don't believe it, and it's just sad, because I love Joe.
Did I see where he's leaving again for some redos or something for that? Or is that not true?
Like when they do like pickups and stuff, I wouldn't be surprised. I just saw a commercial for the Twisted Metal season 2 the other day, like 2 days ago. I just saw a commercial for that online.
Interesting,
but I didn't watch it. I'm sure it said it's release date, but I don't remember it. But maybe, I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of times with that kind of stuff, they have to do reshoots or revamp a story. But he's not the voice of the character, though. He's just the body, so it would definitely have to be a reshoot. He wouldn't be doing voiceover and stuff, which I think is kind of weird, because he would be a good actor, and he would do good. And he's done voiceover work in other stuff that he's done in cartoons and things. But they won the match. It was fine. It was what it was. Nothing special, though. Like, it really bothers me that this is where Joe is on this card. Like, at least
got it out of the way quick.
I feel like for him, exactly. Like, he got to be he was probably eating barbecue. He was having the best brisket of his life before the show was half over. You know what? That actually makes me feel a little bit better about this whole thing. Thank you. I appreciate that. But this match was nothing. I wrote down like a 2 with the question mark.
There
was nothing egregious.
There's a lot of 2s coming.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of that. There's also some that's gonna do. We'll get there, but yeah, no. This one, I wanted to rate it lower just because I felt bad for Joe, but nothing egregious happened. It wasn't like there was anything gnarly or Claudio wasn't hitting somebody in the head after they just threw up from a concussion. So the next match on the card was the Casino Gauntlet. The pretty much one of the few things I think everybody thought was going to happen was MJF was going to win this one, because it just makes sense for him to have that contract to cash in. I honestly thought he was, like I'd said multiple times that anybody would listen in a few different chats during live streams, that's what I thought was going to happen. He was going to win.
You cheated, though. You cheated. You got your information from somebody.
I thought it before, though. I said it before, and I just said he confirmed it. I'm not going to shout anybody up. And I realize now that the person was saying something different. And we'll get into that as we go along. But I just thought that would be the most sense, just because I still don't think Adam Page is the answer. I just don't, but that's me. This match was fine. This match, like we've talked about, the problems with this match is just the way it's set up, in the sense that, people fight to be first and second in it. And this one was MJF and Mark Briscoe, which is fun. That was fun to see them starting it, but that everyone's going to come out that's supposed to come out before they have the person win it. And that's exactly what happened. And it was fine. That's why
all they gotta do is just tweak that one little thing, and no one would say a word about this thing.
Exactly. Make it honestly, if it was just make it War Games rules, we all understand it. The match doesn't start till everybody's out there, but you can't win it or lose it before everybody comes out, but you can get knocked out of it if somebody knocks you out or throws you out, or you guys do a fight off or whatever. You can do all that kind of stuff. It just makes it a little better, in my opinion of it, but what do I know?
This actually flowed on pretty quickly, I thought. One of the few things that did.
It did. I did have I have a few notes written down when I just wrote down faster than I expected. Like when he won, I was like, oh great.
Yeah.
Because you never know with stuff like this and honestly, you never know at the AEW how long it was going to take, which is, why for me, I put it as a 2.5, because I didn't think there was anything. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I probably still had some energy with it.
One of my twos.
I was Juice Robinson. That's the return. I'm like, there was a return that made me happy.
with no beard.
Right. And that's why it took me a second to remember what, huh? And then you see the name, you're like, oh, weird. And then you're like, I can see why he has the beard though. There's something, it's like that meme where there's like a big tough guy and has the beard, and then the next thing he's got the he's got the shaving cream on it. Next one he's shaving it off, and the final thing it's a baby. That's kind of how he looked, you know.
Yeah,
But I thought it was cool. I mean, it's good to see him back. You always knew. I mean, that would be cool to see him go back to NXT and try to remake it now under the regime. But his wife was the women's world champion going into this show, so doesn't surprise me. But yeah, this was fun.
My question is a simple one.
Yeah,
my prediction obviously didn't happen, but he did come back later,
right?
So
half point.
I don't. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to ask it. Why have him come out later and do nothing and not do that same entrance for this?
I don't.
That would have been nice. Because I remember I was trying to figure out how to grab headlines. That was what you asked me to do. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. And my prediction was Darby would come into this, but he didn't come till later. But he came in through the ceiling, you know, like Sting and that would have been cool here, I think.
It would have been. And honestly, and it would have absolutely, it would have at least made a headline because MJF winning it was not a surprise at all.
No,
and it fit into that story because he had the title shot taken away from him by the guy, and that's where he won the title. That Mox did his, stupid shit that he did. I mean, we can kind of put a pin in it to bring it back later because I mean, the reason I feel like they brought it out the way they did was because they wanted to have their WrestleMania 40 moment was what they were trying to do for that match. I think didn't really work, but I mean, so they're having everybody come out. But yeah, no, if you were going to have him come out there,
lost opportunity.
Absolutely. Although, I mean, if you do have him come out and win this one, he almost has to cash in pretty much at that point right away. But again, why not have him do it? Would have been fun.
Yes, it would have been. And I would have been right for a change.
Yeah. No, that's no. And it would have been good. It would have been, and it would have made more sense. Is really what it would have been. So you would have been right, and it would have made sense. So,
But all in all, gauntlet match was good. I gave it a 2. Like, yeah, it was fine. I had no problems with it. I enjoyed it myself.
Yeah, for sure. No, it was fun. The next thing coming up was supposed to be Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher again for the TNT title and take it down a notch in the sad moment of the show where he came out and basically retired. I'm calling it his retirement speech. There's the word that he said he was going to retire until cooler heads prevailed.
Which I don't understand.
Yeah, this whole thing, it gives me an icky feeling, honestly. Like it really does. Just because we talked about it on Spaces too, but not everybody listens to everything. So we'll talk about here in the sense of it. Just why he's got a history of concussions. They do it with Danielson too, where they like fake a quote unquote attacking what we know his legitimate injury is, but you can't really fake a lot of that stuff. Like you can't fake falling on your head. You can't fake a power bomb to the apron. And you can't tell me that happening, what was it, 3-4 weeks ago or less, didn't affect this. I mean, it was by Kyle Fletcher, and that was leading into this match here. Gotta not get so mad.
He wrestled a couple days prior to this too, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Like he wrestled Thursday or Friday, whatever it was.
In a trios match or something. Yeah. Because he's with his boys, because that was, where, they, Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly came out and gave him a hug after this and all that.
So he was fine. So he was fine for that match, supposedly.
Yeah. Well, the other thing you hear is that, like, he's the one who had to tell them he wasn't feeling well. So he probably wasn't fine for that one, but he just didn't tell anybody. And, like, I know they have Doc Samson, who's
you can't blame
a legitimate doctor,
there's a lot of passing around here. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
if he had to tell them he wasn't feeling well, is AEW supposed to notice he's not feeling well? I mean, how's that?
I don't know. You're right. It's a good point. It's just, but also too, like, I don't know.
He shouldn't be wrestling anyway.
Yeah, with the history of head injuries and them doing the moves that they've been doing too, like, it's just, and I mean, it's sad to say, but it seems like that, and you hate to say it, but Vince was right. Maybe he should have just been a manager. I mean, we don't really know how true that was. That was one of those things that was reported that because of who reported, I was never really fully confirmed up and things of it. But either way, it made sense then, and and it makes a lot of sense now, unfortunately, for both him and Keith Lee and where they're at.
The thing with Adam that I noticed, and obviously you can pick it up pretty quick, his body conditioning from NXT to here has been something to watch.
Oh my God.
And that's a kind of a side of, okay. Concussion wise, you are just moping around. You're not really eating. You're not really working out. You're not doing anything because you get headaches and shit.
Right.
So you have to, I can't assume nothing. I don't know. But his condition of his body has been really deteriorating. And even Cornette's like, if you're sick, I'm sorry, stuff like that. People are concerned.
I'm glad you said it down, because I didn't want to interrupt you, but you really broke something, like, you're not broke something, but you really kind of triggered something for me in the sense where, like, I hadn't thought about it, because everybody kept saying sick and like unwell. And I was thinking more of like, like not specifically diverticulitis, but something like that, where he had like a disease or something like that. I wasn't thinking of it on the level of the concussions would lead to him not being able to eat as much, and then not being able to work out. You know what I mean? Like, I've
been through it.
Tied that circle for me. You played hockey. Oh, that makes sense.
You get knocked on your ass. The next day you're kind of feeling better. And then you start getting headaches. And you're laying down. You're not really eating. Your workout day, skip Thursday, then you skip Friday, then it's the weekend, then you skip Monday. It just happens. You don't even realize what's going on.
Right. And then I know, like, he's got his video game stuff that he does and his streaming and stuff, but it's like, hey, if that's working and making you happy and making you feel good, and
you think about that for a second, Jake. When you watch someone do a video game stream, is it light or is it dark?
Usually it's dark. Yeah,
exactly. That's why.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, it's usually, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. And you legit, you're listening to my mind be blown right here. But also, like, you tied it together, because I was just automatically assuming something else, like a stomach virus, or like, I don't know, like, not cancer, but you know what I mean? Like an actual, like, that kind of illness. But no, you're absolutely right. Like, it totally makes way more logical sense that the body, not transformation, but but that's reverse transformation, I guess. But it would make a ton of sense. And he's never looked good. He hasn't looked healthy. He hasn't looked right. And if your brain's messed up, that's going to do it. No,
it starts there and works its way around.
Right. Exactly. And now that makes a ton of sense. And that's just sad to see, because I mean, by everybody's account and everything you've ever seen of the guy, he's an awesome dude. I mean, like, even go back to like the Pat McAfee stuff, where like, they still jokingly kayfabe hate each other, but like, they're really good friends behind the scenes, and he helped that McAfee like put together matches and stuff. Like, everybody says he's a great guy,
which is what he should be doing now.
Yes,
once he feels better.
Yes, God damn it. Yes, like if AEW won't put together a PC and like have this guy run it or be a major part of it, like, then go to NXT and be a coach. Like, you and Sean got along so well. Like, it would be great. Because you just want the best for a guy. They even, they had a very public breakup recently, but even Britt Baker like posted Bebe with the crying face on, and she's been pretty silent on Twitter aside from her random things on Instagram talking about the price of water. But just everybody loves the guy, and you wish nothing but the best for him. And when you heard that something had happened and that they were changing the match and he was injured, you felt like, oh shit. And then he comes out and he's got this face, and you're like, God, shit, MJ brought it up on Spaces on Sunday, but just shit. That's all I could think.
It's just, it's a bummer. He's better off.
Yeah.
He's better off. Just get yourself feeling better and come back. If you want to come back, stay in the back.
That's the other beauty of society and wrestling now. Like, I mean, he's young enough where, even he could be he could do like Shawn Michaels and take a couple 4, 5, 6 years off and come back and have a great end of your career. But just, all of our best, everything associated with this channel, which is Adam Cole, the absolute best, but moving forward, it leads to the reason why you didn't have this match of him versus Kyle Fletcher. It was Dustin Rhodes versus Daniel Garcia, Kyle Fletcher, and Sammy Guevara for the TNT title. And surprisingly, Dustin Rhodes won the title. He would have been the person I didn't think was going to win, just because he wrestled earlier in the night. You know, you would think you put it on somebody younger to try to build them up, but maybe he'll get some matches on Dynamite and put on bangers, because he can still go. I mean, this is why he re-signed with AEW and didn't go to WWE, because they would have just put him in the Hall of Fame and put him on a Legends deal. He wants to still wrestle, and he definitely can. It's just surprising he wrestled twice in one night and won the title, but good for him.
Tony threw this together in, what do you think, about 3 hours or so?
Oh, maybe less. I mean, yes,
I think that whole thing was determined before they got there, probably.
Yeah,
before they walked in the stadium, I'm sure
I would hope so.
Him. Yeah,
I would hope so. I would hope they get Friday, but even so, like, they had the Ring of Honor show on Friday. Like, how much time does Tony have to put? I'm thinking he probably figured out how he was going to do it, and like the 4 people's going to have in it, and then like anything, just lets them put together their match. But I mean, this match was fine. I was fun. There was nothing bad. Again, nothing super egregious. I mean, there was, like there was the brain buster thing that they try to do, but it was fine. Like, there wasn't anything. Nobody landed on their head. There wasn't any points where I was like, I
had 2.25 on this one.
So I would this one as a 2. So yeah, there's a lot of it's going to be in that range of this one, especially as you go through it of it. But yeah, congratulations to Dustin Rhodes. Happy to see him win that title. Hopefully he defends it on TV some. We'll see. Well, we'll see if we see, because I don't really watch Collision, so, but we'll see. The next match
with all these matches and all these winners, we're gonna say, let's see what happens tomorrow night,
right,
on TV.
Yeah, let's see what their follow. I mean, we saw what their go home show was. So their go home shows and their follow up shows don't ever seem to be the best, but we'll see. The next match was the Bucks and the Bucks versus Ospreay and Swerve. Yeah, this one you knew what it was going to be going into it.
Oh, it exceeded what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a jumping jack finale, and it got worse.
It
started with
the world's longest entrance.
Zero.
Like, this match had entrances for days. Like, I made a sandwich, and like the entire I just sat back down, and the entrances hadn't finished. I'm like, I didn't make it that fast.
For those that do complain about WWE's entrances, at least have the same common courtesy to throw it this way, because this one was. I mean, I went outside. I think I told you. Yes, when I talked to you. When I talked to you on the phone, I'm like, I went outside and got sidetracked doing something. I came back and thought my feed froze.
Is it still going? No, I was in the kitchen, and you're like, it was Ospreay's law. I mean, I got it. They were doing the Japanese. I mean, his favorite game's Assassin's Creed, and the most recent one is set in feudal Japan. Like, basically, they invented that game for him. I understand. But good Lord, that entrance seemed like it took forever. Like, just forever. And then everybody else is like, well, hold my beer. I got to do that too. And then, like you said, the jumping, like, there was that part where they just were super kicks and Canadian destroyers, and no one's selling anything.
Dude, when all 4 were in the ring together, they had, let me think real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 10 to 12 moves between the 4 of them.
Yeah.
And then no one sold a thing. And then all of a sudden, the last move, all 4 are laying on their back.
Yeah.
That's the one.
That clip. So somebody posted that clip on Twitter, and I just reposted my eternal quote for this company: if they're not going to sell, I'm not going to buy. And for me, the tweet went semi-viral because a few different people retweeted it, because people I'm starting to get people are starting to buy into that theory. I had a few different people like, that's the most logical take that anyone's had on this company, and it's like, well, yeah, because look at it. You just watch it. And it's just they're like super kicking circles, and then the Bucks each do a Canadian destroyer to Swerve and Ospreay, and they pop up, and Ospreay does like the fighting spirit thing, and it's just
the pop-up thing was weird.
Like, I get that there's points of no selling, but like every
not
company
there.
only exactly, and every time, like, people remember, like, oh yeah, Hogan did it. Not like anybody else in the company really did it. Maybe like headbutts with Samoans because they got hard heads or whatever. And like in WCW, it was Sting. that was it. Like, it wasn't like everybody was out of, and then Goldberg later, like, but just the amount of no selling, and then like you said, they all of a sudden sell like the weakest part of it, and then it's gonna end in a roll up. Like, no, this match really bothered me. Like,
I have a question.
I knew it was going to, but it happened. No, you're good. What's up?
If you ever been in a fight,
like
an actual fight, okay, and you throw punches, 5-6 minutes, you're brawling around. You're done throwing punches. Do both of you lie on the ground backwards and just lay on the ground on your back and take a couple minutes to relax?
Yeah, no, everybody does. Everybody does that. You just, and it just kept going too. Like, I'm just like you said, most fights that I've been in are usually under 5 minutes because they're very tiring. You realize very quickly, like, oh shit.
Yeah. Hockey fights, I don't.
Yeah, that's the boy. Yeah, they don't last that long, and there's a reason for that. And then that's why I got the when I looked up for pictures, then there was a couple of them, but I just thought this was like, I mean, you could see both Bucks are ready to catch the guy because that's all it was spots. Like, all right, we're gonna do this move and we're gonna do that move, and I'm gonna catch you here, and then we're gonna do that into this, into that. And hey, if you like that sort of thing, great, good for you. I never have. I mean, that's the stuff that I used to see. I used to like Ring of Honor for a while, and then I stopped. And it's because of stuff like this. And I've just never really been a fan of the Bucks. Like, I mean, I get that they can have good matches, and there have been some, but most of them are. I've seen a couple from Japan that had like actual selling in them, but not many. Like not much. And people say they're one of the greatest tag teams of all time. I've never thought that. I thought they were okay, mediocre at best. That maybe they had decent matches, but they just never clicked for me. And this match is just a prime example. I don't really get Ospreay for the same reason. And
this was tough for me.
This was bad. No, I have this one as a straight 1.
I had a 1.5.
I went with a 1. On it, here's the thing: is there was a point where I don't know what the exact timer was, but in my head, I'm like, if this keeps going, I'm losing a quarter of a point. And if this isn't the finish, damn it. And I can't. It only happened twice, but still, just the match needed to end.
Yeah, the idea is to make it appear as though you're mad at each other and you're actually in a fight, not gymnastics rehearsal.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be for like, you want to be able to fight for the title and you want your EVP title, but you're just flipping over here and catching him over there and waiting on spots. But
now the EVPs aren't the EVPs anymore. Is that the
But I mean, so what? They can't make you wrestle an hour early, and they can't show random security footage. I don't know. I'm hoping it just means they go away for a while again.
Take a vacation.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that would probably be the best move for them. Like every time they come back. I mean, I guess some people care, but it just seems like they're diminishing returns every time they come back. Yeah,
nobody cares. Their ratings poison. They really are.
They really are. And I'm not one to care too much about ratings, but also too, like, what my thing about ratings, I always say, well, there's YouTube now. I mean, look, they have the lowest viewed YouTube videos of every Dynamite they're on. Like, most of views will be like, 105,000, 110,000. The Bucks 53. Like, it's a very obvious difference, and it's like, it just is what it is. The next match
this is where when I got to this match, I was like, hopefully this is the end of this stuff, because I won't be able to watch the rest of this if this continues.
Yeah, and I also do at that point, I'm like, well, there's only so much left, but also what was left. You had the women's gauntlet, the Hurt Syndicate match, which I was somewhat excited to watch, but then
what was next after this?
The next after this was the women's gauntlet where Athena won. And once she was in, for my money, either her or Thunder Rosa had to win this match for the fact of being from Texas, and that's their selling within it. But sure, this was
amazing
fine.
That we saw nothing of these two women in the months leading up to All In.
Well, yeah, remember
sporadic. I'll give them sporadic, but
there was an initial point where it looked like that Mercedes might be wrestling Athena at this show, and then that just she wanted to wrestle for the big belt, so she did. I guess I don't know. I mean, this match was fine, nothing special, nothing bad. There was, Sky Blue came out, Ty Conti, or I guess it's Ty Mello now. Mina Shirakawa, Queen Jabalata, it was fine. Nothing special, nothing bad. I guess I was kind of surprised that Megan Bayne didn't win it, but if she wasn't going to win it, then Athena, I guess, makes sense. But there's also got, Megan Bayne, Chris Statlander. Willow Nightingale seems to really what are they doing with her? But
yeah, what's happening is what normally happens. These women are getting over with the crowd. They're popular. People want to see them. So of course we won't see them, and they will become unpopular.
Yeah. So then he'll book them on Collision or Ring of Honor, where no one will see and no one will care.
I think I asked you before we started the show, are we going to see Athena tomorrow on Dynamite?
And I said, I hope so. And I'll stick with that answer. If I had to say yes or no, I would say probably not. Just because this company's terrible with follow-up. I feel like there'll be so many there'll just be matches that they'll put together that for no real reason. And there might be some follow-up of some things, but we'll see. I would hope so. You had the biggest crowd that you've ever had in the United States at this show, right? As far as maybe I think so. Bigger than the Arthur Ashe one. Ride that wave. How many? I know that WWE technically stole the weekend or whatever, but don't worry about that. Your fans liked what they liked. Let them celebrate that. But we'll see. I would guess not, though.
I would hope so. I really would.
I would hope so. I really hope so, but I would doubt it. But I'm hoping. We'll see. I will watch.
Don't they start the residency in Chicago this week?
Oh shit, they do. That is this week. I thought. Yeah, you're right. I was just thinking, yep, you're right. Yeah, at the Aragon Ballroom, I think. Yeah, hey, we'll see. That'll be
I had a 2 on the gauntlet here for
that's what I had. Straight, nothing bad, nothing great, nothing bad. It was fine. It didn't go as long as it could have, which was also good, but nothing special. The next match, again, is what it is. But Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, the Hurt Syndicate, versus the Patriarchy of Christian Cage and Nick Wayne, versus Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, and Speedball Mike Bailey. Everybody's favorite, Hong Kong Phooey. Yeah, he's rough. That match was what it was. The biggest thing of what had happened was the Patriarchy turning on Christian at the end of the show, at the end of the match, with FTR coming out to give him a concerto, and then Edge came back, woo, and then said, "Go find yourself." So I guess we're gonna get them, Edge and Christian, reuniting in AEW. Yay!
But the
match is fine.
Yeah, he's actually said, Edge himself, that after he wrestles, he has to take like months off to heal. That's where he's been. He's not hurt. The last time he wrestled, he has to take that time off to his body recover. All right. Yeah. Well, that's a bit long.
Yeah, no, I know that he took a lot of years off, but there was a big reason why. So I know people are like, oh, well, he's not, because he's in his 50s, but he's only wrestling age of 40. No, his bump card is full. Yeah, you hope they can have some decent things together. It'll be fun, I guess, for the nostalgia of it. But how much more nostalgia does AEW need? Yeah. They really need to
get one match out of this, and that's going to be it. No, seriously.
You're right. You're right. And they don't even have the Hardys anymore to have that. Yeah, no, it'll be them versus FTR. FTR will carry it because they are still good in the ring, even though they're complete goofballs outside of it. But this was fine. Again, nothing special of this match. There were some points where, Shelton had to sell for Speedball a couple times. That just hurts my soul. But the right team won. The Hurt Syndicate won. If they hadn't have won, I probably would have rated this match as 0, but they did, so I went with a 2.
Yeah, I had a 2 as well.
Yeah.
It's just strange seeing Bobby Lashley having to do stuff like
that.
If they went in and just destroyed their team, that'd be fine. Like squash it, but they don't do any of that shit there. So that's fine.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And that's why, it's and that's why I just rated it with a 2. Like, it's nothing special, nothing great, but it's what it is. I just and Shelton Benjamin too. Like, is there a better athlete, front to back in that company than him? Probably not. Like, even at his age. But I mean, is what it is. The women's title match was the next match with Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné. I will say this was probably the surprise of the evening, because in no way did I think Mercedes was going to lose, but she did. Wow.
Yeah,
I got nothing else. I'm just surprised.
It was very interesting. Yeah. I enjoyed it right up until, I don't need to see, when there's kids in the crowd, I don't need to see Toni Storm munching on Mercedes's vaggie area. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a few times. Yeah,
that was way a little overboard, because there were kids there. There were kids there. And how do you explain that? As a father, if I have my 10-year-old son in the crowd and my son asks me, "Dad, what's she doing?" How do I answer?
Flossing? No, I got nothing. I got nothing.
That was they could cut that out. I would have been fine. There was no need for any of it. There was zero need for it.
I mean, like, I know, like, people like the HLA stuff or whatever, but like, do we really need that? I don't know. I mean, sure, I guess. But again, like, that's with this company where they have like Rizzler plushies where he comes out in that pre-show match, and then you're going to have a death match at the end of the show. Like, there's a lot of juxtaposition in this company that's just like, what? But I mean, fine. Yeah. I mean, this match I thought was a 2 1/4. I actually, for most Mercedes matches, like, there's times where I just feel like she doesn't put out the effort, but I thought she did in this one. So it was
good. It was good. I went 2.5.
Yeah, sounds about right. I feel like I lost. Yeah, I lost. There was a couple of points lost for just the carpet munching, we'll say, and then she had to do the 3 pile drivers. Like, it was fine,
See, but I understood the 3 pile drivers. I got that. We discussed it on Spaces, I believe.
We have.
I understood the 3 pile drivers because it's a champ, and I got it. I was okay with that one.
Yeah,
maybe 2 pile drivers would have been fine, but the third one was, it's all good.
Yeah. Omega and Okada. This one was, I guess this is probably the best match Okada has had in AEW. Not that that's saying a ton, because most of them have been right. Exactly. I tried. That was the best effort I can give. I mean, I know people love these guys. I see what I saw of them in New Japan 12 years ago, 13, 14.
This wasn't that.
Great. This was not that. Yes. This was what it was. I got nothing.
They did what they had to do, I guess. I mean, the crowd loved it.
Yeah,
so you gotta appreciate that. I mean, they got what they got the reaction they wanted. They're both older. I mean, it's just
and they're both older, and they're older in their, like, with what they've been as older too.
Especially Okada, because Okada, that Japanese, well, Kenny too, because he was there. Yeah,
exactly. That's
Japanese
both
style
of them are exactly
destroys your body.
And that's what we're seeing too, of like, that strong style, like, and that's one of the reasons why it's hard for me to try to like that kind of stuff too, because it's like, is this what we're doing? Is this what we're doing to each other? Like, I don't know. And I don't want to see people like that can't walk when they're in their 50s. Like, I don't want to see that for regular people. I don't want to see that from wrestlers. Like, it's not enjoyable for me. Like, when you when you see NFL players that played in the 70s where they didn't take a day off, and you rubbed some dirt on it and ran out there. Like, maybe that wasn't the best idea, because you can't walk now. Like,
but these guys aren't going to make it to their 40s before you start seeing that stuff.
And that's why watching some of the shit that Darby does, you're just like, come on, man, don't do that to yourself. But I mean, I guess they can do what they want.
They did well. I gave it 2 1/4.
Yeah, exactly what I had. I 2 1/4. I was hoping it was going to be. I mean, I was ready to give it a really low rating because of what I thought it could have been, but it was at least better than that. But so that leads us into the main event. We'll at least get this crowd shot that we got. I mean, it is a decent crowd. It's got the hard camp side, don't worry about. But I mean, they had a good crowd there. It did look good. I'm sure they were all happy that the roof was closed in the Texas heat. But yeah, Hangman Page versus Jon Moxley in a Texas death match, which wasn't really a Texas death match, but whatever.
Which I learned something new about. You can submit in a Texas death match, which I never knew before.
Right? What the hell was that? Yeah. But I mean, the moments of this match, the match was what it was with the bed of nails and the other blood stuff that I'm not going to show because we're not monetized yet, but I don't want to get demonetized once we do monetize.
Good entrance by Hangman. I enjoyed that, by the way.
Oh,
I called you and told you that.
Yeah. No, that was good. Because I had it on, but I had it on mute during that because I had the other show on for that. And so I thought the woman was singing, and you're like, no, she whistled. I was like, oh, so I rewatched it. I thought it was actually pretty good. It was cool for what it was. I still think the one in Minneapolis was cooler, but this one was pretty good. But I mean, this match was for the moments of, like we mentioned earlier, Darby returning and coming from the rafters. I mean, coming nice and slow. Thank you for being that and being safe with it, with that giant carabiner on him. And then
when you do this spot here, you notice when Sting did this spot, he was always wearing a jacket.
Yes.
There's a reason for that.
Yes. Yeah. And and if you watched it too, like the hook came out or the cord came out in between his neck, like from the jacket, like inside.
Right. So you can get it off quicker.
And then he would pop the jacket off. And yes. Yeah. Darby needs, even the pink jacket would be fine. I would say a trench coat would probably be better, but the pink jacket's fine. But I mean, they do what they do. I was going to see him
think of the aesthetics of the thing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially with this look. I mean, yeah. With his size, he looks like a child on one of those swing things at the fair that spins around and goes out. Like I wish I knew what that was called, but that's what he looks like. No, damn it. You're right. Yeah. And then Daniel Bryan came back and jumped out of the ring and onto his head. And that horrified me. Why? I don't understand. Like, I get why you have him come out, but just do the kick, man. Like the running knee. You know, we don't need you jumping out of the ring and suicide diving, please. Just please. But in the final match of it, or the final part of it, Hangman actually beat Jon Moxley. He got him with the chain, threw him over the rope and choked him out up there, and he tapped out. Which, yeah, like you said, a Texas death match, he should tap out and then have to answer a 10 count was what a Texas death match should be. But
I don't think you can actually tap out at all.
I think you can
in a Texas death match because it makes no sense. Why would you tap out then can't answer a 10 count?
That's a good point. That is a valid point. I guess you could choke somebody out. It's supposed to have, but yeah, usually they're pin and the 10 count.
Yeah.
But even so, what they do is a last man standing match, Texas death match, and you're not supposed to be able to tap out in that either. But whatever. I mean, it was a decent vision. It was a cool visual of Hangman actually hanging him and him tapping out. But
so a little something funny about this one. Okay. I had stopped watching this match or this event because we had to go do the
we were doing Saturday Night's main event with Phil. Yeah.
And so I turned this off and I came back to it the next day. But as I'm watching Saturday Night's main event, you three were still watching this.
So
all I'm getting is, oh my God.
Why does he have that?
What's that? Why
is that a bed of nails?
So I don't know what's going on. Then I put all piece together the next day, but it was funny for me because I was just getting the shrapnel blows here.
Because I had with where my setup is, I got dual monitors. So on one of my monitors I had Saturday Night's Main Event, and then on my TV I had All In. But I had my headphones on listening to Phil, so I had everything muted. But yeah. It was B, Phil, and JJ from the White Heat podcast. And yeah, the three of us are just yelling. Because at that point, too, we're 6 hours into the show, and you're just like, what is going on? And they brought out the bed of nails and the barbed wire chairs and the barbed wire tables and it would not end. And at one point you told us, you're like, no, I'm not watching. I'm only watching Saturday Night's Main Event and listening to you three. And then I asked you on Spaces what was better, watching the match or our reactions, and you're like, oh yeah, you guys, it was way funnier.
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
I mean, here's the thing, like I had to watch All In live because I just knew I wasn't, like, I just put it on and I watched because I knew I wasn't gonna go back to it because Oof, it was painful, but
I actually went back and watched it though. I give myself some credit.
Good for you. No, I mean, it was a fine show. It was just too long. There was too many matches.
Main event wise, I went 1.75 on that.
So yeah, I went 1.5. Mostly because it was just too long. Didn't need to have that's all I kept saying was just like, come on. But
yeah, so now what? They got the belt off Moxley. Now what?
Right. And like, is Paige is the answer? I get that's where I was. That's why your thought of Darby doing what they should. You were absolutely right, especially if he was going to be on the goddamn show anyway. Have him come in. Okay, maybe don't have him cash in, maybe threaten to cash in or something. But I mean,
someone comes knocks him out before he cashes in.
But I think I think it was probably the best bet is he cash in and he wins it because he would at least it's something different. Hangman's already had the belt. It wasn't that great of a title run then. Like I know there's people that love him.
It was all right. It wasn't bad.
Yeah. I don't know. He's never been the answer for me. Hopefully it's a good run. Like maybe they'll do something great with it. I hope they do. I always hope they do.
Yeah.
I don't say these things about AEW because I want them to fail. I want them to succeed. I just then watch it and go, God damn it. What are you doing?
Yeah. I had resigned myself to the fact that Darby was hurt and wasn't going to be there. So then when I seen him show up at the end, I'm like, well, why?
Right. Exactly.
Because I had tossed my theory in the garbage. Once everyone told me he was hurt. So I'm all right. I guess I'm wrong. And then you see him pop up and I go, he's not hurt. He's here. Okay. Why couldn't we just do that and grab a headline? Okay.
I mean, especially too, because he came in, they unhooked him. And like the first thing he does is a coffin drop to the outside. Like he's clearly fine. Yeah. And it's, No, and it just, I mean, having him as the underdog, goth kid, whatever you want to call him, having him be the one to take out Mox. I mean, not saying it makes a lot of sense, but it makes the most sense for what they could have done and for their fans. The underdog winning. It
would have been cool.
It was what it was. I mean, for me, the show overall, I rated it like a D+. Like
I think I told you I had it at a B up until the Bucks match, then it started going down.
And then it just kept dropping. Yeah. Where did you end?
It ended up at C-. All
right. C-. All right. So C-. I got D+. Like I'm like, it's a passing score and you pass, just gotta do better moving forward. Gotta do better moving forward. And maybe tomorrow they will follow up. I just don't think they will.
We'll see.
We'll see. But that was our AEW All-In Texas review. So that was, we watched it so you didn't have to. All right. So the show that went up against AEW All-In was the WWE NXT Great American Bash, which was a fun show. Nothing super special, which I didn't expect it to be, but I mean, I enjoyed it. I just feel like, of the weekend, this is probably the show that people have been talking about the least, but hey, we wanted to cover it. It was a fun show overall. Started off with the Jasper Troy versus Javon Evans match, which was, the Beast versus the bouncy kid. That was a fun match. I always like a big guy versus a small guy. It was entertaining for sure.
Where does Jasper Troy come from? I never heard of him before this.
I think he was on LFG. I'm pretty sure I think he's the one who won the first season of LFG. Yeah, or at least he was on LFG. I know he was because I watched the first 2 episodes of LFG the first season before.
Yeah, I've never seen him before, so I was impressed.
He wrestled Obafemi I think 2, maybe 3 weeks ago in a title match and lost, but looked really good for himself. Which is why I was pretty for sure he was going to win the match just because I feel like Evans is one of those guys, especially with where he is now. It's not going to hurt him to have a loss, but I mean, it's probably not going to hurt Jasper Troy either with how big that dude is. And Evans is kind of proving himself, but it was a fun match. I enjoyed it. Nothing super crazy. I just good stuff. I mean, this kind of just proves, like we've always been saying, though, that the youth, the future is bright for the WWE. They've got a lot of good young talent, whether it's on the men's, more so on the women's side of NXT, but the men's side is still pretty damn good too.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
They're gonna need it too, because they got they had some older dudes coming.
I'm
sorry.
You look at that main event scene. I mean, obviously you got Cena, who's, on his last year. Orton's not too far behind him. Cody either just turned, I think he just turned 40. Roman's up there around the same age. CM Punk's older than both of them. So you're starting to get to that point. But I feel like they're doing very well with how they're building up different people. I mean, whether it's Breaker, Fatu, Solo, and then you got all these kids down here in NXT. That's also, I think it's the beauty of them being on the CW is it's just big enough where they want to just keep proving themselves, but it's not too big. You know, it's not like, I mean, I guess it is Netflix internationally, but it's at least not here in the States.
I'm one of those people that thought that this was unfair to put the NXT talent against All In.
Yeah, but I don't think it was really. I mean,
but then I realized that after I thought about it, and then you were like, well, it kind of makes sense, I guess, because now they're going against. You get a feeling of, as an athlete, when you go against someone that's, say you're playing semi-pro basketball. And your game is at 2:00 and the Lakers are playing at 1. No one's gonna be watching yours, but you have one real good guy there that people want to see. You know, it makes the other guys around them step up.
It does give you that motivation for sure. And I mean,
that's
also
the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of
it. No, that's why we're a team, buddy. No, I agree with you because too. I mean, I was never that great of an athlete, but I've been around enough athletes to know enough about it. And I'm competitive myself in certain things of it for sure. And when you're going up against something, because they also think it's one of those things that, they're going up against AEW, but also to like, if they fail, quote unquote, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna like. It's Vince isn't at the helm where you're fired, pal, because you didn't beat you. My developmental show didn't beat AEW's #1 show. Screw you. Like, it's just to make them better, which is what I think they are doing. And shout out, I think the MVP of the weekend, I mean, the low-key MVP of the weekend was Sol Ruca. I mean, she was on SmackDown. She was on the Great American Bash. She was on Evolution, and just got herself over in every aspect. That's like on our Spaces show. And Shubin, this first question that he asked of us, he had never seen her before because he hadn't watched much NXT, but I think I've convinced him now to at least keep an eye on it. Because when he's like, she just seems great, then the way they presented her well, and I mentioned to him, she's been a star on NXT for at least a year now. I know she was out with a knee injury for a while, but at least as long as I've been watching, she's been a major part of the show and only gotten better. And God damn, she's talented.
Yeah, they're gonna have to be careful though. They gotta be careful.
Yeah,
especially with having a knee injury and all the gymnastics she does. It's gotta be.
That is true. That you've got a point. That is true. I mean, we've seen how that can happen with people where all of a sudden they seem like they're doing great, and then that the injury bug can really get you. You hope she stays healthy. That's for sure, because she's definitely she's got that physical charisma too. It's not just the athletic skill and talent. There's just something about her that she's hard to hate. The Ethan Page and
go back a second.
Yes,
on that match. This was the tag match, right?
Yeah. Or this wasn't. The tag match was Evolution. No, this was
okay. I got confused.
Sol Ruca versus Izzy Dane. This was the singles match that she had.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. I should have said that leading up to. I had it on my screen to the left. I forgot to say the actual words. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, no, it was Sol Ruca versus Izzy Dane. With Zarya at her side, and then was it Tatum Paxley was with Izzy?
Yeah.
Dane.
Okay. Now I remember.
Yeah. I'm not as big into that Sean Spears group, the culling for TV wise, but he's a great teacher, so I think it's great for people to be in a group with him. Like, that just makes a lot of sense for people. Like, I think he's in that perfect player coach role on NXT.
Funny, he couldn't find somewhere else to teach people.
I mean,
he wasn't anywhere else before this.
I feel like he probably wanted to. Like, how they don't have a PC, just so he wouldn't found one because the man's at the end. His school, the wrestling school he has is with Tyler Breeze, who is also a coach at NXT. So makes a lot of sense. Because there's certain guys that you see that came, whether that came over from AEW or came from anywhere else that, like that you think they're going to keep moving forward and probably going to get bigger, like Lexus King or these two gentlemen, Ethan Page and Ricky Saints. But for a guy like Sean Spears, like he's probably in the perfect spot for him. Like I really think it's a great role where he can still wrestle and be on TV. But Yeah, exactly. Because like you bring him up to the main roster and he's gonna get lost in the shuffle as well.
There's no way he can do
that. Yeah. And I think it's a great role for him. And I think he's smart enough to know that. He seems like a very intelligent man. This match too, we'll call this one the Tony Khan special, or the Tony Khan fumble special. I mean, I like that they're still having a storyline with these two guys because they're getting the best out of each other. But this is a fun match. I am not surprised that Ethan Page won, just because I think Ricky Saints either needs to be going for the NXT main title or move up to the main roster sooner than later. But this is fun, especially a good falls count anywhere match, good and violent. I feel like Phil pretty much kind of called it where it was going to be like they were going to take each other out, and Ego was going to be able to kind of win because the way he tossed him to the table and stuff, he kind of won underhandedly. That's the phrase I'm looking for.
Ethan Page is sneaky good.
He is. You know, it was funny. I noticed that when he was in that silly group with Dan Lambert in AEW, where like he was good. He was like the best one on the mic of that group. And he's always been solid in every match I'd seen. And then he just disappeared for like 4 or 5 months and showed up at NXT, and he's been great. I kind of put him when he showed up. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was in the exact same caliber as Shawn Spears. He's good, but probably won't. I actually think he could be I don't think he'd be a world champion, but I think he could easily be a top mid-carder and United States champion, IC champion, maybe something bigger on the main roster. But I'm excited to see what they do with him. But I really think he's talented.
Wouldn't shock me at all to see him stay down here. Stay in NXT.
Also, that too. Yep, that could. Yep. Also, and it's like one of those things. Like, hey, I mean, if you're a person that's got a family, which he is, you know, if you're in NXT, you're guaranteed. I mean, if they move to Vegas, then he has to move. But you get to stay in one spot. You get to work your job there. Maybe you travel a bit here and there, but get to be more of a homebound wrestler and work well enough in that PC, and you could get yourself a job for life. So
yeah, he's good. I like him. I like him.
Yeah, for sure. I like him a lot more than I thought I would. When he first showed up, I was like, yeah, we'll see. By the end of that first stuff with Trick, I was like, oh, I like this guy. Like, he did that silly rap video. He's got no problem making an ass of himself. He can
That's the
look good
key.
as a top
That's
heel.
the key.
Yeah, like
you touched on it right there.
You've got to be able to have that. And I feel like anybody who can't do that, just go watch Kurt Angle. Like, nobody, like, he could stretch every single person on every single roster in his prime, most likely, or at least give them a run for their money. And he was willing to wear this stupid hat and sing Yippee-ki-yay and have fun with his life. Like, you've got to be able, if you can't make an ass of yourself, you're in the wrong business. It's just, that's what it's all 100%, about.
100%.
The next, that wasn't a match, but the next segment was the contract signing for Slammiversary, which I thought was great to do this on NXT. I love the cross promotion stuff that they do. I still think that this is going to be, I think you're right. I think this is where Mike Santana wins. I'm very excited to watch. I'm not sure I'm not excited to watch the entire pay-per-view. I will, but I'm really excited for that main event. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And then this segment ended with Dark State coming out and attacking the three of them. Oh, okay, great. You know, whatever.
One thing I noticed about NXT,
those guys,
one thing I noticed about Shawn Michaels is during like the structure of the show centers around the actual weekly episodes a lot more than normal PLEs or pay-per-views do. Like, he incorporates the show right into the friggin' program all the time. Like, this stuff normally you would never see a three-way signing on a WWE main event. You know, SummerSlam.
No.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
No, not at all. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, you might have a segment like something similar, or where they had like that talking segment on was the Elimination Chamber that one year with Cody and Seth and stuff. But like, that's one of those. Yeah, it's exactly. I'm like, that's the last one I can think of, and that wasn't this year's Elimination Chamber. That was last year's. That was Elimination Chamber 2024, and that's like and that had Cody and Seth and like Roman, like your main stars. So you're absolutely right. Like, they know, but Shawn knows how to make, he makes the stories work. He doesn't leave certain things out. Like, it's just, that's why I don't say NXT is the best show every single week, but it's always the most fun for me. Like, it's just an enjoyable
the blueprint's
watch.
interesting though. It really is.
Yeah.
When you actually look at the outline of the show and how he does
that's a good point.
It's really different.
Yeah. And I think it works really well for them. And clearly it's doing well for the talent because everybody seems to be getting, not only are they getting better, but they're getting the best out of them. And some people quickly move through it and move up. So, I'm really excited for this match this weekend.
If you notice too, all the talents for NXT look like they're having fun.
Yes.
Like you can actually see it.
Yeah, for sure. You're 100%. And you can see it for people too. And again, I hate to harp on AEW, but you can see the people that when they come over, like Lexus King, like how much better does he look physically as well? Like, he looks lean, he looks mean. He was pudgy in AEW. Like, they're just presented well. They're given their best chance to succeed. I mean, you can't not be happy about that. So I think it's great. I'm excited. I'm excited for this match this Sunday at Slammiversary, and we will see. I mean, Joe Hendry could win, but I think it's Mike Santana's time, especially if the rumors are true that Hendry's contract ends in September. Santana wins it, good defense, then Joe to NXT and see what happens. Now I was a little bit surprised of the positionings of the next match where the NXT title match wasn't the main event, but they wanted to focus on the women, which is great. It makes sense with Evolution coming up as well. But you had Obafemi versus Yoshiki. I always forget how to pronounce it. Yoshiki. I always want to just call him Yoshi, like it's Mario, but Yoshiki Inamura. I like him. I think he's very talented. I think he's like what we want to see coming out of Japanese wrestlers and coming in here, where it's not just the same crap that you always see with them all kind of doing, like the way he wrestles. He's a big dude too, and that splash, it's great. But Oba had to win this. I did think there was a chance that Inamura could win it just because of all the stuff they did with the video package with the guys from Noah, and like maybe he goes over there with the title. But no, this just makes sense. And I'm very curious as to who is going to beat Oba. I'm not sure. At this point, I feel like you have to have a triple threat or a fatal four-way or something, and somebody pins somebody else because. I mean, look at the guy. I got nothing else to say. I mean, he is it, my friend.
He's young. I don't know what it is though. He's not called up or anything yet, so I don't know what.
No, because they don't want something.
I
don't think there's not. He's
not young.
I mean, he's like 26, 27.
Is he?
He's pretty young. Yeah, he's pretty young. I mean, let's look it up and watch me be wrong as a motherfucker. No,
I don't even know.
No, I'm pretty sure I've looked this up, but we'll see. But I know like he's not had that many matches, like he really hasn't. He is 27. He turned 27 in April. So
and he follows me on Twitter.
He does? That's awesome. That's fantastic. Hey, anytime you want to come on, my friend, we will happily have a discussion with you. We can go live, we can do it recorded. Please come on. We'll have a great because I think he hasn't had that many matches really. So it's one of those things where I feel like they just don't want it. I mean, you could call him up, and if it was Vince, that he would, but there's no need. Let him get more seasoning. Let him get back because he's also one of those talents that you can bring up. Like it's kind of like Braun Breaker almost, where if you bring him up, he's got to immediately be in the IC or the US title scene, if not just the main event scene, which will clear out sooner than later, but it's pretty stacked right now. I mean,
I just thought he was older. That's my fault.
Yeah, no, you're good. He looks it. He's a big boy. And I mean, he went and then, he played at the university. He did, I think it was track and field. Yeah. At the University of Alabama. So, I mean, he's a real athlete. He'll be, I would think probably next year, maybe even the year after that, if he's going to be the big star on NXT on the CW. But it'll be interesting to see what they do with him. I just don't know how you get that title off of him. I mean, maybe Trick could, but I think Trick's going up after he loses the TNA title.
I don't know. I'd be interested to watch.
Right? It's very interesting. Hey, keeps you watching, that's for sure. The final match on the show was Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe versus Fatal Influence. I was surprised this was the main event, but also because this still builds into Evolution. And just like you said, with Shawn Michaels kind of building into the shows, it actually makes a lot of sense of why this was the main event, because it builds into Evolution the next day, which was awesome. But this match was fine. There was nothing special, nothing bad. It was kind of cool to see. I think this was Blake's first real match. I think she's been in segments before on NXT, but this was the first actual match. So
yeah,
good for her.
She looked a little rusty at times, but not.
Yeah, I feel like it was. I don't even know if it was rust. I feel like it was nerves. You know what I mean?
That could be too. Yeah,
that's probably a big part of it. I mean, and she'll be fine. I mean, she's talking about young. She's like 24, 25. She's gonna be fine. It's set up for what's gonna happen in Evolution. We won't spoil it, but I'll just say I was close with my predictions of what was gonna happen between those two ladies. But I mean, overall, I thought Great American Bash was a lot of fun. It wasn't anything super special, but I didn't expect it to be. It was what I expected it to be. It was a fine show, just like, any of their standard PLEs. I usually feel like there's certain ones that are bigger than others, and this was just a normal one. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. Probably gave it like
NXT does it right. It's their thing. They do it right, and it's always pretty much consistent, though.
Yep, and they did it at center stage, which I thought was cool. Like if you're gonna be in Atlanta, like that's where they should be doing it. Like we've talked about with, other promote like with TNA or Slammiversary. Like we're excited for the show, but they're in a hockey arena with about 4,000 to 5,000 people. It's, I think the theater settings are probably better for some of those, but we will see. I enjoyed it though. I'd say it's a solid B overall for me.
Yeah, I was at B. I was B. I think
B minus somewhere there.
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right. Works for me. All right, so show number 3 for Saturday. Let's just keep moving right along. We got Saturday night's main event.
Has there ever been, Jake? Has there ever been a weekend like this, like 3 main event shows in one day like that?
With one day and then 4 over the full week? Not that I can remember.
Yeah, I was thinking about it before we went on here.
Yeah, like maybe 2 on. Yeah, not like this. But I mean, it made sense the way it was. But you got NXT and then this one, and then Evolution being its own thing. But yeah, I was pretty beat after Sunday night. I will say that. Like I was excited to watch Raw, but there was a point when I was putting it on, I'm like, more wrestling, okay. Yeah, like all right. But hey, I mean, it's fun. We keep moving right along. The first match on the card was Drew versus Orton, which was fine for what it was, but really it was the setup. Logan Paul knocking out Jelly Roll getting the kick by Drew McIntyre, setting up for SummerSlam, Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre, which really should be a lot of fun and makes a lot of sense for a SummerSlam match, especially with 2 nights. I've seen some people
Jelly Roll selling like
man,
impressive,
like,
by the way.
Selling like he's Ricky Morton, man. He was selling. I almost grabbed the picture, but I ran the room like the one there was him in the back where he was still like rubbing his cheek and acting like he was out of it. No, he was good. I was impressed, but
that's how you do it right there.
Right. And I'm
like Trish, she was constantly grabbing her side when she was even I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead, but
you're good. You're good. No, you're good. But you're right though. I said it on Spaces, and then we've said it before. Like, shout out to Bad Bunny. He really came in like, look, if you're gonna be a celebrity, you gotta fucking do it right. And Logan Paul even took it a step further and became a full-time wrestler, but you can't just come in and half-ass it. There's no more Snookies coming out here anymore. So, and then after that match, but before the next one was when Naomi attacked Jade, which was a fun backstage or with a fun segment in between matches where they showed Jade and she comes out in waves, and Naomi came from behind and jumped out up the table. It was a good little fun segment. At least had to shout it out to it. It was enjoyable.
What I really like about Saturday night's main event is they keep the authenticity of the old days. Perfect. Yes. I really thought they were going to do it for the first episode and then forget about it.
Right. No, it's been like
they've done it. Yeah, the whole way through, which is I love it.
Yeah, no, it's clearly what the deal was. Like that was what it was going to be a part of, and it works so well for them because, like we said, it's more of an advert. It's a showcase. They keep the storylines going. There's matches on them, but it's 4 matches in 2 hours. They're really kind of moving a lot of stuff along and showing people, old school talents and celebrities in the audience. It's more of a fun showcase. Jimmy versus Solo was the next match. I mean, no surprise at all that Solo was going to win that and have his bloodline come out. I mean, Nothing great. I like this picture though, because you got if you look at green shirt guy and then the Trinidad and Tobago guy right next to him. I like to see them in the front row. That was it's comforting.
It was funny to see Naked Gun in the middle of the ring, though.
Yeah, no, I'm not usually one to be excited about these remakes and reboots, but I feel like that one they seem to at least from the previews have been sticking to the heart of what the Naked Gun movies were. At least the first two. The third one's kind of out there, but the first two, especially the first one, I mean, you're not getting many better comedies in those movies.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, yeah. The next match was the Seth versus LA Knight match, which was, I would say, the controversy of the weekend. Is Seth's injury real? Is it not? What's going on? I'm unsure. I at this point, it seems like it's real, but they want you to think it's real. So we will see. I would not be surprised if Seth's faking it, though, especially with Heyman and the way that group works. I could easily see him, hobbling around or something.
Yeah, the only thing, there's two things that made me think. One, his facial expressions do not indicate pain whatsoever. And usually even in my case, when I've tweaked my knees, your face turns a bit red.
Right.
And the reason it turns red because your adrenaline's starting to flow going to the injured area and stuff. That's what happens to your body. So your face will turn red a little bit. Not a lot, not like you're blushing, but a noticeable shade of red will come across your face because your body's trying to compensate for what's going on.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
That was my major one right there. But the second one, they didn't stop the match.
Right. And then he did the BFT afterwards. So it's like, you don't usually, if you know a guy's injured, you don't do another physical move.
There's no,
you just
especially now in WWE, someone's hurt, they're done. That's it. You're right.
Out. That's exactly
that was my major thing too.
Yeah.
I'm like, two things right there. I'm not buying it.
And for me, the one that really got me was, I feel like if it was really real, like he would have been so mad, because he knows that he's like worked himself, like, because let's be real, the last two WrestleManias, he was kind of an afterthought on them. You know what I mean? Like 40, he was involved, but he was kind of thrown in, and he, like, it feels like this was kind of like him getting to his story. Like he was going to be the champion going into WrestleMania and take on Punk or Roman. Like that's what it seemed like. And so I would have thought that if it was a real one, he would have been less injured and hurt and more just pissed. Just like, God damn it, no. And so, we haven't seen any like x-ray pictures or any pictures of him, right. So we'll see. I'm curious. I'm very on the middle. I'm a very fence riding on this one, but I'm intrigued by it. I feel like if he is injured, they'll figure out a way around it and make it work still. But we'll see.
Yeah, there's only one reason why I don't believe it. That's because I've had 16 knee surgeries plus a knee replacement. Lord. Yeah, that's true. Whew. 8 surgeries on one side and 7 plus a knee replacement on the other. So,
good Lord.
So I know what I'm looking for.
Right. I was gonna say,
I don't like coming across in chat like a know-it-all. So I'd lay back and just let people have fun. But I know what I'm looking for, and those, I didn't see any what I was looking for.
No, it makes sense. No, that tracks. I get that. Yeah, no, that's why it's interesting. I honestly, I always hope people are not. I never want to see somebody get injured, but especially someone who's worked himself into the storyline that he's got. But if he is injured, I could also see of like maybe that time and whatever happened there being the reason why the show ended the way it did. But I still don't think so. But we'll see. The main event, we had Goldberg versus Gunther in Goldberg's last match. I thought they started it off great with having old Doug Dillinger knocking on the door like he used to back in the day. Goldberg had a pretty cool walk-up crew with Ernest the Cat Miller, his son. There was a couple other guys there too,
Chuck Zito.
Yes. That still was like, wait, that Chuck Zito? Yeah, no, that was cool though. I felt like Goldberg really, they did that well. And I've got Chuck Zito in the retirement picture too. So, but yeah, I thought just Doug Dillinger knocking on the door was a good was a good callback, a good throwback to nostalgia. Another good throwback to nostalgia was Charles Robinson. I feel like was this his first match back since he got knocked over by Cena?
Yeah, I think.
And then he gets just leveled and takes the Goldberg spear. But come on, if Goldberg's going to spear a referee in his last match, it's got to be Charles Robinson, right? I mean, and I took this picture from Charles Robinson's Twitter, and his caption was just, ouch. No, that's great, though. I mean, you got to give it up for Chuck. Charles Robinson's he's a king. The match was actually very good. The match went longer than people expected. There was a commercial break during it. We talked about
two commercial breaks.
Two commercial breaks. That's right. We talked about on Spaces how much we enjoyed the match, and we wished that the retirement speech at the end could have gone on a little bit longer, televised. But it's also one of those things that they know it's going to air on Twitter or I saw it on YouTube, so but Gunther won by choking Goldberg out, which was fine. It was fun. But yeah, there's Goldberg's crew. You got DDP, Ernest the Cat Miller, Chuck Zito. Who's the guy on the right's an MMA fighter, right? I was forgetting. I'm terrible.
I don't know names. Yeah.
I'm horrible with names.
I'm not really good at these.
Yeah, no, I'm bad with it, and I fully admit that. Someone leave us a comment down below. I also like this picture though because look at Gage. Look at the size of this kid. He's got, and that shirt, if you can't see it, it says Goldberg Legacy and like I'm next or whatever on it. And it's got a picture of him playing football and then Goldberg on the other side. Like they've got this kid on an NIL deal. Like this
he's taller than his dad.
Right? He's huge. Like this, he was a chubby fat kid like 4 years ago. I guess this kid's massive. So I'll be excited to see him versus either Braun Breaker or what is it? Brock Steiner? Is that the other kid?
I think that's his name.
Scott's kid. Yeah. No, the future is bright, but I mean, Goldberg did give a good speech. If anybody watched the show but hasn't seen it, I highly recommend going out. It's easy to find on Twitter. There's multiple angles, different camera angles of it. But I mean, overall, I enjoyed Saturday night's main event. It was fine for what it was.
I did see something, Jake, today before I came in.
What's
at
up?
work during lunch, I saw where Goldberg's not happy. He will tell us more in 2 weeks.
Yes, I saw that there
was
a
2 weeks.
From Helwani. Yeah, I saw that he did an interview with Helwani, and there was a clip from it. And I was just like, oh no,
that's why.
Yeah, that's what it was. And from what I saw, I think he's basically unhappy that his retirement speech got cut off, and it seemed like he said he was unhappy with the match. I don't know. The
match was good.
Yeah, and you're not gonna beat Gunther. It just isn't gonna work. Like you get your licks in, he chopped you, you laughed at him, you got your spear on him, you got the jackhammer with the visual pin. Like I don't know. I mean that. It delivered more than I was expecting of it, so I enjoyed it.
With it. I enjoyed it. I thought the match was actually good. I can see where he had a gripe at the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah. With the retirement speech, and maybe we'll see. I haven't watched the Helwani interview. Only have so much time in the day to watch everything.
Is that out? Is that out officially? The whole thing?
I don't know. I just saw that. I mean, I would think so. Helwani's.
I'm trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out why he said, "I'll tell you more in 2 weeks."
Oh, that I didn't see. Oh, I didn't see that part of it.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Here you go.
If the interview is coming, if the interview's out already, or it's coming out.
Well, is it? Well, 2 weeks is SummerSlam.
Okay.
Right? Like that's you say 2 weeks, and I'm like, SummerSlam's in 2 weeks, bro.
That's what he.
That's a good.
Goldberg said tell us more in 2. Well, there you go.
Maybe my initial prediction isn't wrong. Then, God damn it, because I still think his last match needs to be against Braun Breaker, and it makes sense that this he got to have his send off in Atlanta or whatever with his family because that's where he's from, and that was when they were in Atlanta, and it makes sense to have Goldberg in Atlanta, but. I mean, 2 weeks is SummerSlam.
I don't think he might pop up, but I don't think he's gonna have a match against.
Right? Yeah, you're probably right.
Boy there, but it'll be fun. There's no reason for it. He has no gripe with him.
Yeah, no, I see it right there. In 2 weeks, I'll be telling everyone the whole story. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. We will see what happens. Yeah. But that was Saturday night's main event. So then we enjoyed that one, but we will then get into Evolution. All right. And the final show for the weekend, the Sunday show, at least there's only one show on Sunday, but the Evolution II.
Yes.
From the same arena that Saturday Night's Main Event was in, which is where the Atlanta Hawks play. But I still would always call it the Omni, even though it hasn't been the Omni for probably over 2 decades. But this is a good show. I enjoyed it. I think they started with the women's IC match. I didn't know if there was anything else we wanted to cover.
Yeah, before we jump in. First off, attendance was 8,300. Amazing.
That's not bad.
Because we heard it wasn't very successful, but it was very, very successful.
Right, but because they grabbed some BS information, but yeah, because they said what they were going. They said it was low sales for the individual tickets, but more than half the tickets were purchased with people that did the combo of Saturday Night's Main Event and Evolution in one ticket combo or one.
Here's what I
purchased.
Here's what I picked up on by watching this. I wouldn't be surprised if prior to the show, Stephanie McMahon got everyone together and gave a pep talk, because what I noticed was everybody came out very professional, very good looking. Everyone's gear was different.
Yeah.
There was no matching gear. Everyone took time to have their gear ready. They brought their A games. Everything looked perfect. It was amazing to me. I was looking for small things because I wasn't sure what I was going to get here. But nobody had the same gear, not even same teams, none of that stuff.
Yeah,
it was all individual.
For sure.
Every person had a smile on their face that should have, and when they it was just, you could see it. It was a different vibe when it started, and I picked up on it real quick.
Yeah, and that was why when you asked me earlier, is if I thought it would have still stolen the weekend, if where it would have put on in its positioning of it. If it was the exact same show and they had that same mindset, absolutely. And that's where I thought why, because I felt like you could tell everybody came in. A game is the perfect way to say it. Like they came out they came out swinging. And there was nothing that didn't live up to what it should have. And I felt like everybody was at their best and they really showed up and showed out because I don't think it's something that they're going to do annually. I really don't. Like maybe like every other year, every couple of years, maybe if it's the right time, something like this. But I think that's kind of why they wanted to show up and show out for it. It was my favorite show of the entire weekend. And I did not expect it to be. Like I was excited for it. But
I think Stephanie McMahon had a hand in this somewhere.
I think so too. And I think that's why she was, very, very visual on the show at the beginning. And then we'll show at the she came out for the women's battle royal. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I would think probably her, and then there's probably some like locker room leaders that also made sure to say the right things with it. And also shout out to Bianca Belair. She came out during Saturday Night's Main Event looking like $1 million to be she was announced as the special referee for the Jade Cargill Naomi match. So forgot to mention that when we were talking about Saturday Night's Main Event. There was a lot that happened this weekend. We're gonna forget something, but the opening match on the card was good. It was I thought the Battle Royal was gonna open the show, but they put it in the semi-main event spot, which is really cool, I thought. But the women's IC match, Lyra Valkyria versus Bayley versus the champion Becky Lynch. Shout out to Becky for coming out when she came out in the on Raw on the Hulk Hogan gear. That was pretty fun. In the red and yellow. That made me laugh.
She's playing.
Yeah, she's great. She trolls the IWC almost better than anyone. She's so good at that. She knows what she's doing. That's part of like the Irish / UK banter. Like they're very good at it. And she's top notch. This match was good. It was a good way to open the show. I guess I was kind of surprised maybe that like Lyra didn't turn heel. I guess that was what I was kind of thinking was going to happen, but Becky won. It was a good match.
They really can't make her a heel.
I know. Right.
All they got to do is
like
lose the feathers.
Yeah.
Because I can see when I watch her, she's really good. And I think you just lose the feathers. She can she's turning me to where I can see something. Because before I was just seeing the feathers. Now I'm like, there's something there.
And
she's got something.
And I saw enough of her in NXT where I knew she was talented. And then I felt like when she came to the main roster, it was like the bird part became the main focus. But it is what it is. I mean, I enjoyed the match though. I thought it was a good match, but I didn't think it was anything.
It was a good way to open.
Overly special. Yeah. Oh, did you rate? Did you rate? Did you do?
Yeah, I had 2.25 on this one.
It's exactly what I have. I have. Yep. No, I rate. It's funny because I did rate the Great American Bash. I kind of figured we weren't going to do it, but I wrote them down just in case, especially too because I knew I wasn't going to remember in a couple of days. Like, what the hell did I rate that shit? Yeah. No, 2.25 for this one. I enjoyed it. The second match on the card, which is where I mentioned earlier, where I was so close to being right about what they were going to do in this match. Jordan Grace versus JC Jane. And it does make more sense to turn Blake Monroe heel. Like, she is just a natural heel. It's what she was in AEW. She's just good at it. I just kind of thought that because she'd gotten over showing up, they could ride that wave for a couple more months, like another month or two, and have Jordan turn heel on her. But it made sense to have her turn on Jordan so that
JC I thought it was the title way too early.
Yeah, I mean,
should just wait a little. It happened very fast, but she's better as a heel. You're definitely right. I think it could have waited a little long, plant some seeds along the way, like Sean always does. Like, he always plants this. I'm surprised he went so quick to it. Really,
I think it's probably going to be coming in like this was her plan from the beginning. Like, she was a bitch from day one and wanted to give herself the title chance or whatever. I'm with you. I agree.
They throw her in there as a baby face. She's faced with the crowd already, and Sean always takes his time with shit. I'm just surprised.
It also could be something that maybe she's not long for NXT, so they got to rush through some things.
Oh, they can't put her up there yet. She can't. She's not talent in the ring wise. There's no way, because she's not good in the ring yet. She's okay in the ring at best, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I admittedly didn't watch a ton of her stuff in AEW because there were certain points where I watched
when she was on. It's an AEW talent in the ring.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's all I gotta tell you.
That's a good way to put it. No, I mean, we've said it with however many of it, with almost everyone that's come over. You've got to go through NXT to unlearn the bad habits. It's true. And I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, but that's why they need a PC in AEW to do things the right way, but nobody there wants to. They would rather, I mean, look at the main event with Moxley and Hangman. I mean, how quickly did they go outside of the ring and how quickly were they bleeding? The answer is too quickly on both. God damn it. But, I thought this match was good. I really think Jordan's improving. I think when she first showed up, she was way just hyper speed. She was rushing through stuff and you could see it. I think she's really slowed down. I think she's getting into, I think she's, I'm not sure what I think she thought she was going to get fast tracked to the main roster and maybe was nervous about that. I think they're now solidifying you're going to stay here for probably the rest of the year at least before you go up, because you got to, I mean, she hasn't been wrestling for all that long. I mean, when she was on the first All In 2018, that was only like year 1 or year 2 of professional wrestling for her. So she's not been in it that long. So, she'll do good being a big star on NXT. Like,
yeah, you gotta learn, like we've always talked about it. You gotta learn the ropes here. You baby face for 6 months, you heel for 6 months, learn the ropes, learn how it goes, and
and
there's a formula down there.
Exactly. And it seems like if you follow the steps, you leads to success pretty darn quickly. But I gave this match a 2.5. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I liked the turn. I had
the same 2.5. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. I was gonna say I agree with you that I think it was too soon, but also we'll see how they run with it. But I kind of feel like they had this opportunity to do it on this big of a stage, and that was probably why they rushed it too. But it was fun. Next up was the tag match, which I thought this match was exactly what I expected it to be. It was entertaining. It was a good way to get stars on the card, getting Bliss and Charlotte Flair on the card, getting the Kabuki Warriors on the card, and then seeing Solruka and Zaruka being on the card. That was fun. That was another good showcase for her.
Busy girl.
Really, really was. And that's what I thought was cool, that she did, like different styles of matches and did different and worked on SmackDown, worked on the NXT show at the smaller venue, worked in this one. No, that was great. She's a star, and I think this was like I said, she was the MVP of the weekend. I think she's the one who comes out the brightest. I mean, we'll get to the ending and what happens with the title, but I think other people went over. Solruka got herself over, but there was nothing
kind of like special about this. The Flair Bliss tag team. It's interesting to me. When you watch Charlotte Flair about 2 months ago, a month ago, she just looked not into it. You know what I mean? Not disappointed or nothing, but just didn't seem like she was into it.
Yeah.
When you watch her with Bliss, she seems, and I could see it in her eyes, like she's having fun again.
Right.
Thank God.
Yeah. No, because you could. Yeah, because she when
she's
she's
becoming
got
the grizzled veterans, what she's
yeah.
becoming.
It's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now I could see it a couple times when even during their entrance, she smiled and I'm like, all right, I'm in.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. And it does. And they're making it work for her. And because you've seen it, she said in an interview, she wants to have more of that interactions with the fans and be more of a baby face. And it's hard for people to accept her with how she's the heel character that she's been for so long and just kind of her natural.
And for the hot tag,
aura.
they got a friggin' marvelous reaction. A hot
they did.
Tag, an actual hot tag.
A real one, too, where they actually built into it. Wasn't a lukewarm one. Wasn't a medium tag. It was an actual hot tag. Yes, I will give you that. That was fun. No, this is a good match. I think I did 2.25. Where's my pay? Yeah, 2.25 was what I had in this one.
I had 2.5.
Yeah, no, it was fun. The next match I think I think this was one of those things that it was obviously done for Evolution to get a legend and star on the card, but Trish can still go, man. It's surprising how well she can go for not only her age, but I mean, she came up in the initial, she was in the Divas era before they were even called Divas, for God's sake. So I think she's really put in the work to really be able to hang with stars of today, because Tiffany is a bona fide superstar, clearly. But this match is what I thought it should be. Was glad to see Tiffany win. I mean, wasn't surprised to see Tiffany win, but I was glad that Trish showed out for herself. This is a fun match. Kind of a
makes you realize
that the card too.
Makes you realize that Trish was actually good back in the day.
She was.
Just never paid attention to it.
Well,
because it was a different era.
And the matches were so damn short. Like even if the match was good and you get it, because I remember the Trish and Lita feud. I definitely enjoyed that as a kid. I was a kid. I was probably in my late teens, which also is why I enjoyed watching them as well. They're very fun to look at, but also they would have it was a good storyline and good feuds, but the matches were always super short. I think the Raw main event that they always talk about got more time, obviously, because it was the main event, but that was very rare for anything like that to happen. So, I'm glad that Trish is getting this last run.
Yeah, you don't wrestle this good at the age of 50 and not be that good when you were 25.
Exactly. That is a very, very good point. I had this match at a 2.5. I really liked it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I had the same thing.
Yeah. The next one was Jade and Naomi in the no holds barred match where, as we've talked about, matches like this are a little bit easier for Jade, where she didn't have to worry about the chain wrestling and move to move. It's more of, we're going to go over here and do this, do the spots. And this was probably Jade's best singles match in WWE so far, I would think. I mean,
yeah, because it wasn't in the ring.
Exactly. I mean, exactly. It's true. I mean, that's just why, I mean, I'm genuinely scared for what's going to happen at SummerSlam, but they'll figure it out and they'll make it work. But I don't know.
If it's all true, which I believe it, I gotta believe it is. She's down there busting her ass working.
I'm sure she is.
So she's trying. Sure.
Yeah,
and you can see little bits of improvement. You can see selling and getting better. Like you said, though, if there's something that fizzles out or goes wrong, she's screwed. But that's what they got to get over that.
And I mean, the only way to get through it is
slow road, dude. It's a slow road.
And like as we said, we were surprised she didn't go through NXT, and I feel like this is kind of showing the reason why you need it. Like, because she can get the practice and get the time, but I mean, they're starting to do some house shows again. I just saw Cody Rhodes posted something where they're doing house shows again. I don't know if it's next. I think it's pretty soon. I think it might be this weekend or after SummerSlam. They're starting to do house shows again. So hopefully put her on there, get some work in those, because you can see she's improving. It's just gonna take some time, and the only way to do it is repetition. And if she's not getting the reps out there, all
of a sudden TKO smells more money at the house shows. Was that as opposed to?
I mean, I feel like there was also probably the wrestling people trying to tell them, like, hey, we need these house shows. They're there for a reason.
Absolutely.
that it's beneficial, and the schedule with that European tour and what they were doing with as many PLEs as they've done, I could see why they weren't doing as many. But House shows are good. Plus, if you ever have a chance to go to a house show, I always recommend going. Like TV shows and tapings are fun,
see.
but house shows are just entertaining. Like they're there.
You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. But you're gonna have a good damn time. Speaking of a good damn time, the women's battle royal.
Whoa, we gotta go back rating for this match. Please.
Oh, my bad. Yep. No, sorry. I gave it a straight 2. Nothing bad, nothing good, nothing bad.
Yeah, I went 2 1/4.
Yeah, I can see that. What was surprising with it was the finish of that with what it leads into the main event. But first was the women's battle royal. This was probably my favorite thing that happened on the show, just because I have made it very vocal of my appreciation for Stephanie Vaquer. I mean, she is just very, very talented and has whatever the it factor is. She's got it in double spades. Like she should, because I mean, when she was brought in at the same time as Julia was the one that got the bigger hype and was the one that was presented as the bigger star. But Stephanie is the better wrestler. She's better on the mic. She's just got whatever it is. She's got it. So I wanted her to win this match. She was who I picked to win this match. I did not think she was going to win this match. And so I was very glad that she did, especially the way that she did. I thought that was very good, especially with how Brie called her Stephanie Vaquer.
Very surprised by the last 4 people in this match.
Yeah, right? That was a
very surprised.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Wait, who was the 4th? Because it was her, Nia,
Lash,
Brie Bella,
Lash Legend.
Lash Legend. You're right. That is who it was. Yeah. Which
Lash was the final 2.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. No, I thought it. Yeah. Sorry, it was a long weekend.
No, I was impressed because you put Stephanie Vaquer next to Lash Legend. Looks like fucking Andre the Giant next to freaking Bob Backlund, for Christ's sake. It was amazing how big that girl is. She's awesome. I mean, she was
awesome. A WNBA. Yeah, she was a WNBA star. And she's one of the main people I refer to when I talk about how much NXT improves people. Because if you listen to when her first couple matches, and I think it was Cornette and Last was like one of the times they watch NXT, and they weren't wrong. She looked stiff. She looked lost. It looked like she wasn't going to get it. I was like, oh, this girl's got no chance. And now she's one of the best talents on it. Because this is what you get when you get professional athletes, people who really take coaching and want to learn. And look what happens. I mean, now
and you know what? She wrestles like a big woman supposed to.
She does. She wrestles. Yeah. And I feel like that's another part of NXT. Probably Kevin Nash has probably had a hand in that, or guys like that. That's a good point. She does wrestle like a giant, as she should, which can help her get her over on the main roster, because it's not like there's a lot of that size females out there.
Yeah, and it's not like I'm saying she's fucking 7'1", 350 pounds. She's a big girl. She's tall, but she's not fat. She's not Nia Jax-ish. She's got her own style, and she looks good.
Yeah, no, she looks great. And she's she was a WNBA player. She looks great. And then her and Trick Williams are an item. So, eventually sometime down the line, you could have them pair up and team up and do a power couple situation. That could be fun. Yeah, no, I'm really impressed with her. And I enjoyed the hell out of this match. I actually gave this match a 3. I really like this. Mostly because I was surprised. I was really I've said it, but I don't like battle royals normally, just because everybody's in the ring. I was afraid of. I don't know what I was afraid of, but I enjoyed this. I really liked it.
I had 2.5 because of battle royal. I don't like battle royals either. But
I don't either.
Once the clutter got
right, once you got down once it got down to like 7 or 8, it got really fun. No, I enjoyed it. And then leading into the main event, which was also a lot of fun, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's storyline of never being able to beat Io Sky. I mean, I guess that technically stays in because, they went back and forth. I thought it was great how they did it, where this match was awesome. There was they had a full great match back and forth. Both ladies hitting power moves, hitting signature moves, hitting finishers, kicking out. But then Naomi came out and did the old Seth Rollins style cash in the middle of a match and make it a triple threat, and then hit Io Sky with the briefcase. And
I always forget that once it becomes a triple threat, it becomes no DQ.
Yeah,
I always forget that. I was yelling at the screen, going, "What the hell is this? You can't do that." And I'm like, "Oh, yes, you can."
Yep. No, and they made sure to say it too with it. But it was a great way of going about it. It was a good swerve. It also just like ended the night on just like a major like shock moment. I thought it was great. I didn't expect, especially after she lost to Jade the way she did, getting jaded through the table and everything. Like you thought there was no chance she was coming out, but good for her. I like this heel run. I really like when Naomi was like the half baby face with Bianca filling in for Jade. And we were thinking she was going to be the reason, the one who took out Jade. That was okay. But the moment she turned, it was like, yeah, I did it. What of it? And then she like broke into Bianca's parents' house and was wearing Bianca's boots the other night. Like, I love it. It's good stuff, man. She's really at the top of her game right now, which is good because the rumors are that, you know,
be the end of her game.
It's going to be, yeah, she's coming to the end of her career and wants to have kids and stuff, which I totally understand and 100% respect. And going out with the title run, hell yeah, that's awesome. So good for her and a great way to end the show. Just a great way to end the show.
Yeah,
and
I had 2.5 for this one.
Yeah, I actually had 275. I had 275, and it was because I think I had 2.5 for the singles match, 275 once it became the triple threat because it did make it a lot of fun and was totally unexpected for me. I thought that was why they beat Naomi how they did and when they did, because it was that match, then the Battle Royal, and then this. So you just figured she was still woozy and knocked out up in the back. But that was awesome. I thought it was great. I thought the whole show was fun. I gave the show an A. I thought maybe an A-, but overall, it wasn't a bad match.
Which is the same thing.
Right. Yeah. Right. Like, what's the difference? And I think it was also, too, because I knew it was going to be a good show, but it definitely exceeded expectations. So I thought it was fun. I'm glad they did it. I hope they don't make it. I hope they don't water it down. I mean, if they do it annually, like we talked about on Spaces before, of doing like they did with this one, where you piggyback off a Saturday night's main event or another show or something like that, where you're not just doing it just to do it. It's got to be the right time or something like that. And also, too, they had good storylines going into it, you know, with Io and Rhea, and then the NXT stuff, and the women's IC trio has been feuding for the last couple of months. So it really worked out
together
well.
Nice. Really came together nice.
Yep. No, and that's what they always seem to do well. Wrap things up in a nice little bow, but also like get you ready for the next shows. And SummerSlam should be a hell of a lot of fun. And I am very much looking forward to it. Speaking of, I'm not sure if they've announced it yet, but we have confirmed I'm going to be doing I'll be on SC Maniacs with Johnny Bottles. I'll be filling in for Don Wayne. They do post shows after the PLE, so I'll be doing Saturday night and Sunday night. Johnny and I will be on right after SummerSlam. Both shows we'll be doing a live recap. Yeah. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I might have a guest showing up here.
Oh, nice. All right. Hey, I'm all for it. Let's do it. Bring it on.
No, not here. I mean, over on Bottles of Show.
Right. I figured. Hey, bring it on. Come on with us. It'll be fun. I'm excited for it. That'll be good because we've done watch-alongs with Phil, and I've done other things, but like a post-show immediate recap. That'll be fun. I'll have my notes there and be able to talk about it. That'll be a good time for sure. But yeah, that wraps up that crazy ass weekend. Jesus, we almost went 2 hours. Look at that. But we wanted to cover everything for everybody, so we'll get this posted as soon as possible. But you got anything else for us, George? Any other?
No, everything is good. Just stay tuned for our announcement on the Spaces for this Sunday. And we'll probably, we got to do our match of the week, classic one.
Yeah, we'll get that out today. I said that on the Space, this last one, but the one before. Like, we'll get to it when we can. We knew this weekend was going to take up a lot of time. But we've only got the TNA show the next week, and then no shows the other. Yeah, so we'll be good for a bit. We'll get that in. Let me know what works for you off air, and we'll figure out a time. And we'll knock that out when we get out the Ray and Eddie from Halloween Havoc 1997. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And nice that we'll probably see Doug Dillinger in that clip somewhere as to call back from Saturday night's main event. That's awesome. But great. Well, everybody, please keep liking, sharing, subscribing, leave a comment. Every little thing helps us grow. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks, everybody, and we will catch you next time.